Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in your day. More online mathematics, Mr. Harris. So yeah, glad to see you virtually. Grateful when people reach out. Hoping you all are healthy and well, and staying in some kind of new normal, exercising and eating well, rest, enjoying the time with the family. And people close to you, but not too close. Jokes. I will share the screen here and we'll get into it. All right. So nothing new here. Do your math. Your bank account will thank you for it down the road. Do the best you can. Crazy situation we're in, unprecedented. So do what you can, and if you can't do it, no worries. Stay healthy and have some kind of normal routine. You're in a good spot. So yeah, do what works for you, and keep doing it. So as you keep chipping away. Half hour a day or so. Get stuck, reach out. There's contact stuff. Try and get 75%. And if you do get stuck, like say you get stuck, jump on next year's stuff. If you're in algebra, get into geometry and start chipping away at that. It's not going to hurt you. It'll help you next year. If you're in geometry, go to Algebra 2. Start chipping away at that. Go back to algebra and brush up on some concepts that, where strengths or weaknesses, so you can be better prepared when you do get to Algebra 2. Because, spoiler alert, Algebra 2 builds on Algebra 1. I know, that's crazy. I know, but that's how it goes. So that is that overview. So let's jump into some geometry problems and then some algebra problems. So geometry, informal geometry example. Do spheres, do volume, surface area. So there are the formulas right here. Volume 4/3 pi r cubed, surface area 4 pi r squared. So r obviously the radius, pi obviously pi, and then there's there's a fraction and a whole number you have to deal with. So without any more ado, let's just do an example here. So let's consider that r is 5. So let's do r is 5. So if we're doing volume, we would have 4/3 pi 5 cubed. Okay, so there's the setup. Just plug and chug. So now we are plugged. Now we will commence with the chugging. So that's going to be 125, not 15. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125 times 5 times 4/3. I'll multiply going on here so we can do things in the order. So I'm going to take the 3 and go into 125. If that will give me a nice whole number, and it doesn't, so I'm going to actually skip that. So I'll just multiply 125 times 4. And I get 500. So now I've got 500 over 3. And then let's use 3.14 as pi. So if I did that, then I get 523.33. So that is actually an approximate answer. And let's go. Yeah, so that is how you do something like that. So I want to make sure I have my good calculator. 523 points, 53 if we're using 3.14. Yeah, okay, so that is our volume example. That is how you do volume. Let's do a surface area example. So for surface area, we have 4 pi r squared. So that would be 4 pi 5 squared. 5 squared is, let's change color. 5 squared is 25. 5 and 4. So all multiply going on, so I'm just going to rearrange and I'll give you an exact answer this time. This is huge because it's volume. We didn't say what the units was. And so over here we would have 100 pi units squared. And if you want to be approximate, then that would be 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. 1, 5. If we use the exact answer. Yeah. 159, so 116 would be a little bit better. That's a little sloppy. Let's get rid of that. Try that again. 1, 4, 1, 6. There we go. And that's units squared. Okay, so there's a surface area volume example for a sphere. And I hope that helps. And let's do a example from Khan. So clear these drawings. Grab a mouse. Go to the next slide. Red, different color. So volume formula was volume equals 4/3. Pi r R is 3. So there's 3 for R. So we're just going to take that and plug that in. 3 cubed. 4 thirds. 5. So 3 cubed, 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So our slide looks like this. Thirds, 5, 27. Multiplying in any order, so I'm going to take the 3 and go into the 27. And I believe that that is 9. So my next one would look like this: 4 times 5 times 9. Again, multiply in any order, and so I'd multiply the 4 and the 6, and I would get the 4 and the 9, getting ahead of myself. I would get 30. So there it is. 36 pi is the exact answer. Or if you wanted the approximate, that is approximately 36 times 3.14, because it says to use 3.14. I got 113.04. So that is what that should look like. Either one here, 36 pi, or using 3.14 for pi, we get 113.04 units cubed. So there's an example of how to do volume right from the con. Hope that helps. Thanks for checking in. As always, if there's anything I can do, reach out in the future. All right, so I will take all that down. Maybe not. A little freeze going here. Okay, well, let me stop sharing these, but so let's try that again. Sorry about that. Seemed to be frozen up there. So let's see if we can share the screen again. Okay, so there we go. There's some algebra examples. There's some annotation. There's spotlight. Okay, so algebra example, quadratic equation. There it is. Love the quadratic equation. Always works, no matter what you're given. That will always solve it. Little clunkier than factoring. Can have some challenges as compared to graphing if the graph's simple, and can always get the solution that way. So it's a nice feature to have. That it always works. So here we go. A is 1, B is -2, C is -35 because I just set it equal to 0, which I did right there. So it says to solve by factoring, so I did. -7, +5, Get both of those, all good. And then let's show you how this quadratic works. So negative b, so negative negative 2, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 2 squared, minus 4 times a times c over 2a. So there it is. Just plug and chug. So negative negative 2 is positive 2, plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared is 4. And then I just count the negatives here. There's 2 negatives, positive. And then 4 times 1 times 35 is 140. Get 2. So 2 plus or minus the square root of 144 over 2. Square root of 144 is 12. So 2 plus or minus 12 over 2. And then, so you just got to solve it twice. You solve it 2 plus 12, which happens here, and 2 minus 12, which happens here. So if you do 2 plus 12 over 2, you get 7, which matches one of our answers from here. And if you get 2 minus 12 over 2, you get negative 5, which matches our other answer. So show you 2 ways to solve that quadratic. You can factor it, and you can use quadratic equation, graph it too. So that's one example right there. Here's another example. This one's already set equal to 0, so a is 2, b is negative 2, c is negative 5. Always try and factor first, because for my money, that's an easier, quicker, more efficient way to do it. But life can be messy as we're learning. Life can have some challenges. So if that factoring doesn't work, then you got to do a quadratic, which will work. So negative b, so negative negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. 2 plus or minus the square root of 4, negative 2 squared plus 4 times 2 times 5, 40 over 4. Square root of 44. Not a perfect square. So we get some decimal approximation, 6.63. And then we just go to work with that, and we're going to get an approximate answer because that's the best we can do, and we had to round, so it's not exact. So we add it and divide by 4. 2 minus 6.63 divided by 4 over here. So same thing we did here. We just have a more challenging number to deal with. But yeah, so it's approximate due to the imperfect radical. And there are your 2 solutions. So those are there for you. Obviously, it's on YouTube, so you can just pause and study and look and see. And I'll do one live based on Canva. A couple examples for that. So without further ado, let's get into the next example. Okay, so here's one right from Khan. So first thing I am going to do here is subtract 9x. And if thou shalt do it to one side, then thou shalt do it to the other. And I need to keep it in standard form, descending order with the exponent. So let me show you what that looks like. 10x squared minus 9x minus 6 equals 0. Okay, so there we are right there. Now we're all set up. We just need to identify A, B, and C. So A is 10. B is negative 9. And C is negative 6. Okay. Sweet. So good there. So now we can proceed with It does not like that fact. Sorry about that. It's locking up whenever I go to that text. Get those out of there. Let's stop the share. Okay. Let's go back to the share. Let's try it again. So we were here. A is 10. B is -9. C is -6. So I'm just going to plug it into x equals -b plus or minus square root. You guys are lucky we're not in the classroom for this. There's like one dimension has a way to sing the quadratic equation. So you're not being subject to that. So there's that. You got that going for you. -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4. You see? Over. Wait. All right, so let's plug this stuff in here. -9 is going to get me a +9. Plus or minus. I'll show the negative actually. Plus or minus the square root of -9 squared minus 4 times 10. Times -6. All over. I'm sorry, I gotta get the lines. There we go. Over 2 times 10. All right, so there we are with that. Next line looks like -9 is going to be +9. Now, you were a cunning little badger, you would see that only one of those supports that. I digress. We'll come back to that. Plus or minus square root of. I'm getting a line this time. I'm trying. Little wonky thing. Yes. There, that's better. 81. Count the negatives. So I've got a minus and a minus multiplying, so I know it's going to be plus. There's an odd number to be negative. 4 times 6 is 24, and 10 is 240. All over 2 times 10 or 20. Let's throw that in. Where's my line? There we go. All right, so there's that, which if I had 81 and 240, then I go right to here. So there's my best answer for that. So there's one live. I hope that helps. Sorry for having to stop the share and go back and forth. Didn't seem to like the typing today. It's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. There's bigger challenges out there. So good luck. Do the best you can. And if you have any concerns, questions, comments, just want to touch base, please, love to hear from you. So stay well, do great things, and we will talk to you soon.